Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. You plan to deploy several Azure virtual machines that will run Windows Server 2019 in a virtual machine scale set by using an Azure Resource Manager template. You need to ensure that NGINX is available on all the virtual machines after they are deployed. What should you use? Option A, Azure Custom Script Extension. Option B, Deployment Center and Azure App Service. Option C, the Publish As VMD SC Configuration CMDLET. Option D, the New As Configuration Assignment CMDLET. To ensure that NGINX is available on all the virtual machines after they are deployed, you should use the Azure Custom Script extension. This extension allows you to run custom scripts on Azure virtual machines, which is ideal for tasks such as software installation, post-deployment configuration, or any other configuration management tasks that need to be performed after the virtual machines are deployed. Question 2. You have an Azure subscription named Subscription 1 that contains an Azure Log Analytics workspace named Workspace 1. You need to view the error events from a table named Event. Which query should you run in Workspace 1? Option A, Get Event should where DOI event type equals error binary. Option B, Event search error. Option C, Select on from event where event type equals error. Option D, search in asterisk where event type equals error. To view the error events from a table named Event in Azure Log Analytics, the query syntax used should be in Custo query language. The correct KQL query that fits this requirement is Event in Search Error. This query searches for the term error across all columns in the event table, which directly meets the need to view error events. Question 3. Your company has an Azure subscription. You need to deploy a number of Azure virtual machines using Azure Resource Manager templates. You have been informed that the VMs will be included in a single availability set. You are required to make sure that the ARM template you configure allows for as many VMs as possible to remain accessible in the event of fabric failure or maintenance. Which of the following is the value that you should configure for the platform fault domain count property? Option A, 10. Option B, 30. Option C, minimum value. Option D, max value. In Azure, each availability set can be configured with a maximum of up to 3 fault domains. Configuring the platform fault domain count property to the maximum value ensures that as many VMs as possible remain accessible in the event of a fabric failure or maintenance. This maximizes fault tolerance by distributing VMs across multiple fault domains. Question 4. You plan to deploy several Azure virtual machines that will run Windows Server 2019 in a virtual machine scale set by using an Azure Resource Manager template. You need to ensure that NGINX is available on all the virtual machines after they are deployed. What should you use? Option A, the Publish As VMD SC Configuration CMDLET. Option B, a Microsoft Endpoint Manager Device Configuration Profile. Option C, Deployment Center and Azure App Service. Option D, a desired state configuration extension. To ensure that NGINX is available on all the virtual machines after they are deployed in a virtual machine scale set, you should use a desired state configuration extension. The DSC extension allows you to define and configure the desired state of the VMS, including the installation and configuration of software, such as NGINX. Question 5. You have an Azure subscription that contains an Azure storage account. You plan to create an Azure container instance named Container1 that will use a Docker image named Image1. Image1 contains a Microsoft SQL Server instance that requires persistent storage. You need to configure a storage service for Container1. What should you use? Option A, Azure Files. Option B, Azure Blob Storage. Option C, Azure Queue Storage. Option D, Azure Table Storage. To configure persistent storage for an Azure container instance that will use a Docker image containing a Microsoft SQL Server instance, you should use Azure Files. Azure Files provides fully managed file shares in the cloud that can be mounted as volumes in containers. This ensures that the data persists even if the container is stopped or restarted, making it the appropriate choice for scenarios requiring persistent storage. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.